Hello, students! Hello, masters of your own destiny! How is everybody doing? Look at me! New shirt, huh? It's awesome. It's the first time I'm wearing it. I feel very Hawaiian tropic, very tropical. I just need a daiquiri and I should be fine. Anyway, the good part, guys, is that you're here with me. Forget about my shirt, that doesn't matter. I'm very happy to know that you are watching. I want to remind you that we are in Instagram, we are in Facebook, now we are in Twitter, and also, of course, that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can watch new episodes every week. And talking about social media, wow, I have to tell how difficult it is to break through social media. It really is. Even for us here in From Suarez Basement, that we believe so much in our product that we think that we are producing something of quality. It's not that easy to break through, to get new followers, to be able to interact with the followers that we already have. So we decided to dedicate this video podcast to that subject, social media interaction. And in that regard, we brought, of course, an expert in the field. Laura Termini is here with us. She is awesome. She has more than 30 years of experience in the area of communication, in the area of media. She's an actress, she's a blogger, and she is a content creator. She has thousands of followers in her social media platform. I believe the reason why is because actually she's producing really good quality content. So we are very happy to have her here. By the way, she's also a good friend of mine from Venezuela. Laura, welcome, bienvenida a nuestro sótano. Estoy hablando como que si fuera gringo, pero chévere, chama, burda, tequeño, arepa. Those are Venezuela slang. And like I always do, every episode I bring two of my students to be part of the conversation. We have Rachel McKenna with us. She's a SUNY student, SUNY Oswego student, and she also is the social coordinator for the show. And we have Steven Novak with us today, and he also is a SUNY Oswego student. So let's start our conversation about social media interaction with our expert of today, Laura Termin, and here we go. She is an expert in social media interaction. She holds the key of this adventure. Laura, welcome to my basement from Suarez Basement.
Oh my God, now I see why it is a basement. It is actually a basement.
Well,
Thank you so much.
No, it's a pleasure to have you here. I mean, you have no idea how dear you are to me, and I'm very glad that my students are going to have the time and the opportunity to talk to you. So students, I know you well because, well, you go to SUNY Oswego where I teach, but I would love for you to introduce yourself so Laura can know you a little better. Rachel?
Yeah, hi, I'm Rachel. I'm a junior at SUNY Oswego. I am studying journalism and political science there. My original dream was to be a reporter, but that changes every day. So now I'm kind of wanting to go into documentaries, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
My name is Steven. I'm a creative writing major and a journalism minor. I would hope that I could find a job that I find peace with and I don't have to eat trash for a living. That was my my overarching goal.
Well, better than nothing. I'm sure you will happen. Laura, before we jump into the pool and start talking about social media and followers and blogging, and I want to ask you for how you doing, how things in Florida, how is these crazy times, how you dealing with it?
Florida is crazy. As you can see on social media, we're like a trending topic. We're a trending topic every week and so, but basically we're doing okay. We're trying to manage this crisis the best way we can. We're working more and more from home, and we're trying to just, deal with this new normal that we're having. Of course, for me, is not a new normal because I've been working on digital for quite a long time already, like 11 years on digital. And coming from the offline world and just incorporating now on Instagram and Facebook, especially now on TikTok, where families come together to really share their lifestyle.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, completely. I mean, it's a weird switch for a lot of people because not everybody were like very big on social media, and now that's everything. Everything is online. Everything is digital now. And for you, the switch was kind of on the easier side, it seems like, because you've been in the media for as long as
Ever.
yeah. You've been working in media from a very young age. And that's kind of what my question for you was about, is when social media, before everything, quarantine and coronavirus, when social media was starting to become a bigger part of everybody's everyday life, what were some changes that you saw being made to your career or your interactions with your audience?
Actually, when I started the blog, I started Natural, Organic, and Latina just to reflect the wellness journey that I was going through, because being an immigrant in this country, having to deal with my own mental health, my weight, the kind of switch that I did between, doing more natural stuff on my routine, the way I was eating. So it started like journaling, like blogging was like a journal for most of us creators. And when we started this on social media, we started our career out of love, out of, something that you really were passionate about. Actually, I didn't start like doing, webinars or some content related to my career as an actor, as a producer, and writer. I started doing something very different, which was a wellness career, something that I did not have any idea. So when I went to New York and I studied to become like a health coach, certified health coach, I wanted to do it just to have, the tools to say to my audience, I have studied, this is the way that I'm doing. So basically the changes that I've seen throughout time is like people like me that started 11 years ago, they're no more in the they're no more on social media. They have changed, they have retired, they got tired of it, they couldn't monetize, they didn't know how to keep up with technology and with trends. So now we have the word influencer, which I think is a very good word, but sometimes it's not a good way to refer to everybody on social media. And now more and more people are becoming famous, but they don't know that you have to educate yourself. You have to spend money. You have to go to college. It's not like becoming famous from one day to another, because you know what? There's a lot of people in social media with a lot of talent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I actually wanted to ask you a bit about what it's like in regards to talent, making like a persona for like your writing, your blogs, your podcast. I'm wondering if that's sort of like a natural thing that happens when you start doing it, or if it's something you have to sit down for a while, think about it. What is like the kind of process there, if there even is a character?
Well, actually now I have a process. I believe in processes. I believe in having a schedule. I believe in having an editorial schedule, and also to have help. I'm a big fan of outsourcing, because I cannot do everything, even though I'm this big umbrella with my ideas, because I'm Laura Termini, I'm the brand. My major is in marketing and advertising. So, and I'm also a licensed public speaker. And when I started doing TV and radio and theater, I never thought that I was going to be able to take all my talent and basically explode it on social media. So when it comes to writing, it was something that I started since I was 8 years old. I didn't know that I had the talent to write until I got this amazing prize back in Venezuela. And then it was something that I never experienced there, and I never had a career. But then when I came to the United States, where you have to do everything by yourself, and I started creating stuff on social media, I sat down and I started, doing my own scripts, bullet points for presentations, public speaking. I do have to write my own speeches. So it was something that I was trying to get into it, and it had like a natural evolving process. So I think with the brands and with people like you guys who are studying, you're going to find your own voice once you start doing it. And it's something that I always try to teach on my webinars. If you're going to wait until you're perfect to launch your podcast, you're never going to do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But and I think, Laura, it's something that you're saying that is so important in this conversation, is the fact that, well, and I'm going to ask you, what I call the noise in the social media. But the point that you're bringing twice, I think already, is that you say, in order for you to create quality content, you need to prepare yourself for the content that you're going to be talking about. And that is important. And you took the time to say, I'm going to go and study public speaking. I'm going to go and study health and mental issues. And so when I talk, I can talk with the priority is not the word, that I know what I'm talking about, right? Unfortunately, again, it's so much noise out there that everybody's to have a camera and a mic seems to be, I can do a video podcast, which is fine. I'm encouraging everybody to do it. It's just that in order for you to really to be able to transcend and move forward like you have done, you really need to prepare yourself.
Well, I think there is a war for attention right now on social media, and the only way to stand out on social media is to rise above all the noise, because people need to hear your unique voice amongst the roar of everyone else. When I wrote my first book, which is called Realmente Única, like real and unique, it was about my story of becoming who I am right now, and trying to look inside myself about the things that I wanted to share on social media. And now, I've been learning what I don't like, which I think is better and the most efficient way to do it. It's like when you are dating a guy, a new guy, and then you have a list of the things that you don't like in a guy, then when you start dating the right guy, that one is the right guy, because you already got the bad ones there.
Right.
It happens to me on social media. So I knew, and I try different ways. And I think, Fran, it's like I'm still trying. I'm still doing stuff and launching stuff that probably, sometimes I think they're going to be things that are going to be very successful, like content, and then nothing happens. And then I have to stop, reevaluate, and go for another thing and another thing to do. So don't stop, just keep doing it.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest challenges on social media is like every day you're kind of learning there are new trends, there's new things that are going on, you learn something new every day. And it's kind of hard to stand out in that. And that's another thing that I wanted to ask you is like, what are kind of the challenges of having that big social media presence? Because it already is kind of hard being on personal social media, having a bigger presence. What are like the challenges that you face from it?
Stupid people. That's a challenge, because I know that we have to laugh, and I know that I love comedy, I'm an actor, but I think there's too much noise right now. There's a lot of people who are not creating content that is giving us something good for society. I'm not saying that you have to do documentaries 24/7, but you know what? If you're not good at it, probably it's not for you. Probably it's not, and on the other hand, it's like, for example, the content in English and the content in Spanish is totally different. We're like two different markets. We need to market to a different audience. I keep fighting with creators in Spanish about, nasty Spanish words that they use, the way they do a stereotype, the kind of Latinas and women that we are. It's kind of like, for me, it's more like a social and very personal thing to be able to create content that I know that when I die and I'm on the web, and I'm part of this whole matrix thing, I'm going to leave something that I believe that it was good. And that's the challenge, I think, now, and what we need to educate people as well. And I guess this is a real interesting time with the coronavirus to really speak up.
Well, actually, I wanted to ask you a little bit about vaguely the same thing. I was wondering what it's like to talk with people that have seen your content, because there's so much of it that, like, someone who, say, has binged every podcast, every article, they would have this massive image of you, and they will have known you so much longer than you've known them. What's it like to run into somebody like that?
I don't know, because I've been, and it's quite difficult for me to talk about this, but I was already a public persona or a famous person. I don't know, how do you want to call it? I started on TV when I was 5 years old. So, and I moved to this country when I was 18. I was already big and famous in my country. And then I was nobody again here. And I started to build up myself to different platforms and soap operas and radio and becoming SAG and AFTRA and emerge, trying to merge myself with this culture. And now part of the social media thing is that people, and this is the thing that I really like about social media, you can really talk one-on-one. I have a lot of people who don't even know me, and they write DMs and they're like, I support you, Laura. I'm here with you. I have this problem. They share stuff like they know me for I was a child. I was like, I don't know you, but you know what? I'm here for you. So, and I think it's about connecting, and it's kind of like for me, like a big play, a theater play, where you have all the audience there and you can really talk to them and connect. And that's the most, beautiful thing in the world for me.
And Laura, I do have a question for you, because one of the things I noticed that again, we are babies in compared with you regarding to From Suarez Basement. I agree with you. No, the main reason why I started this video podcast is because I was going crazy at home. No,
I believe you.
I need to do something. No,
Yes.
it's because, look, having a professor for 5 years, and believe it or not, I found my call. I love it. For me, I couldn't find a better way to use my life than to be able to do what we're doing today, to bring students to the expert being able to talk directly to the student is a fascination of mine. So in these times that we're living in, of course, the students need to hear from you, from the expert, from the people who is out there and say, you know what, you can make it. And this is how, or this is my experience, is extremely important.
And
So,
thank you so much for the chance, because I didn't have the chance to go to college here, because I was an immigrant. I couldn't pay the fees. I was coming from my experience and, being a worker. That's what I call myself, just a hard worker in my country. And then starting from the beginning here, taking workshops, taking, all the, and there is times that I've been feeling so small, because this is a 350 million people country.
mm-hmm.
And then I started realizing that everything that I did back in Venezuela and now here, now that I'm 40, I'm like, hold on, this experience that I have, I can give my gift to others, and I feel relevant because I needed to believe in myself.
Right.
Because if I believe, if I construct myself to an opinion about what everybody else is out there, I would make myself crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's a very touchy for you guys who are in college to follow your passion, study what you're doing, know what you share on social media. How do you manage now to really build your social media footprint so that social media footprint can serve you and your degree?
Right. But my question exactly was, for us that we are kind of a baby in this process, one of the things I found very interesting is the amount of time that you need to dedicate to be present in social media. And the other thing that I found very interesting is, when you start getting a little obsessed with the idea of how many people is clicking and how many people. So how somebody like you with so much expertise, how we cross that line where we understand it's not about how many clips, it's not how many people follow you, which is important. It's about putting the content out there. I love what you just say about when you die and you will not be longer here, you want to be sure that whatever you put in the web is the quality that you want. How you cross that line, especially for people that is new in this business, to don't get too obsessed about numbers and about the time you dedicate into the actual social media.
I think even for me, is like, stop trying to be the most popular one. Because prior 2013, 2014, the social media game was about collecting likes and followers. Now it's more about engaging with your community. So now it's about really, really, really connecting community, building a social media persona is about how do you feel about others and how others feels about you.
Mhm.
So instead of thinking yourself about, oh my God, I want to be the most popular one and have this and this and that, it's good to have dreams and it's good to have a plan. So in order for you to succeed on social media, I think you need to switch your mind, do what you love. First of all, just sit, close your eyes, make a list, and do like 3 bullet points or 3 talking points or the things that you love. That way you can find yourself of the topics that you want to talk on social media. For example, I do love TV, I do love radio, I do love voiceover, I love wellness. So for me, it's like a 360. Second of all, the most important thing is to think about yourself like you are a brand. You yourself are a brand. So think about yourself like you're a brand and think about yourself like you're a business. And that way you can create like a business plan of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
A business plan of yourself. And you can maybe do a little homework like, okay, I'm going to start doing 3 videos a week and choose one platform. Or maybe I'm going to start with podcasts. Maybe I don't want to be on camera. I want to just, talk to people and just, do some work, like doing some research about how can you start and then do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the way you're going to find yourself changing maybe your style and the way you do it. But the way people are going to know that you're real and they're going to follow your journey as well.
Laura, thank you so much. Gracias.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Giving me the chance, to be there for you guys. I feel very emotional because, I never thought that I was going to be an example.
Well, you are, lady. You are an example for many. And that's why I love to have you here with us. Guys, thank you so much. This is from Suarez Basement. It's called from Suarez Basement because I do it from where?
From the
From the basement. We will see you next week.